What's up, guys? Welcome back to Country Bunkers Trains. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a good week. Please excuse my voice if it sounds a little off. I've really been getting it the last couple weeks. The other week, both the missus and myself finally caught that horrible virus. It took 3 years, but we finally caught it. And man, we were both down and out for the count. Finally got over that, starting to feel quite a bit better. And then this week, all the pollen here in Florida decides to let loose. My sinuses have really been getting the 1-2 punch. But we're doing good, we're getting over it, just a little bit stuffy. Before we jump into today's video, I thought we'd take a quick moment and take in this majestic, beautiful new view here in the train room. Isn't that awesome? Check that out.
It's indescribably beautiful. It reminds me of the 4th of July.
If you did miss the last video, we recently picked up this 2383 post-war War Bonnet F3 to add to the collection. Definitely should go check that video out. That was a really fun one to do. I had a lot of fun with that one. But yeah, I can't tell you how tickled I am. We now finally have a complete collection of the post-war O-gauge Santa Fe F3s. We're definitely going to have to pick up that 027 version to round out the collection. We've had quite a few new products trickling into the train room over the past couple of months. More specifically, rolling stock. We've got quite a few new awesome cars roaming around the layouts, and today I thought we'd take a look at them, take a quick peek at them. Along with that, I also went ahead and got our pre-orders in out of the new Lionel 2023 Big Book. I thought I'd share with you guys what we got on order and what we should be expecting to see later on this year. What do you guys say we start out with the new catalog? Now, I'm not going to go do a full review on this catalog. There's several of those videos already out here on YouTube. If you're interested, I'd highly suggest go checking those out. I'm not going to go over everything with a fine-tooth comb, but I will give you guys my thoughts on some of the items in this book. I will say, lucky for my wallet, I will not be ordering any engines out of this book. My wallet's safe once again this year, and that's due to a number of reasons. A small percentage of it being I've been having a lot of issues out of my current Lionel products. I've grown quite tired of it, to be honest with you. But that's not the main reason or the whole reason in itself. The other small percentage of that is simply the price on some of this stuff. Some of this stuff has made me a little gun shy or trigger shy. But again, that's not it by itself. The big main one is, of course, there really just isn't a whole lot in this book that spoke to me. There is one engine I would have gone after, but due to the first two reasons I listed, I just decided I'm not going to go for it. And we'll get into that here in just a moment. The first bit of big news in this book, of course, is the re-release or reintroduction of the Vision Line Big Boy. A lot of people are highly anticipating this model, and good for them. I'm happy for you. You're finally able to pick one of these up without having to pay the exorbitant prices that these have been going for on the second-hand market. It's pretty crazy, the price that the used ones back from, 2014, 2015, whenever it was, that they're commanding. But yeah, good for you. Luckily for me, I already scratched my big boy itch this past year. We picked up the MTH restoration version of the 4014, so I have no real want or desire to pick up another big boy. But this is a very impressive model. It's a really cool engine. I do have a bit of mixed feelings on the price of these new models. I will say I was shocked and I guess happy or surprised to see that these did not break the $3,000 mark like a lot of other people thought. I was in that same camp. I thought these would have been a little bit more expensive than they are. What are these MSRP in for $2,900? So it is a little bit cheaper than I thought what they were going to originally offer them for. But to be honest, I do still think it's quite a bit high. And my reasoning for that, this is, again, old tooling. It's being re-released once again. It's already been used. It's already made its initial bit of money back for the company. You know, last year they did that brand new tooling, Class A, whole new engine that they had to tool up and make and bring to market. And we picked that up last year for $2,000. This model is, again, an older model being brought back to market. Sure, it has an extra smoke feature and it has the depleting coal load, but is that really worth another $1,000? Not in my opinion, but hey, that's just me. If this really tickles your fancy, like I say, I'm excited for you. I hope you get what you want and everything works out for you. That's awesome. While we're on this page, this does bring us to the first item I did pre-order. I did go ahead and order the 2-pack of the 21-inch cars here, and I'm really looking forward to getting those to round out the set that we currently have. For a long while, I've been looking for the previous run of the theater observation car. Man, just like the big boys, those things command quite a bit of money on the secondhand market as well. The pre-order price of this 2-car set is going for what this single car, the old car by itself, is going for on the used market. So hell, at least we're getting a second car out of it. That's pretty cool. I will say I am a little nervous on if Lionel will be able to do the colors right. They're not really well known for matching colors to older or previous runs, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. One other thing I'll add, the original release of the theater car, I believe had a camera in it in the back that you could view out of. Judging by the price, I'm assuming this new car does not have a camera in it. But hey, that's fine with me. I got enough cameras, and it honestly wasn't the best camera anyway, so that doesn't really bother me. Woo! Check out that big boy super set. My goodness, that is a beautiful set, but you got to be one dedicated hobbyist for that one. $4,500, holy cow! Not saying it's not worth it. When you do break everything down separately, it does seem like a worthwhile price. But yeah, that's a big chunk of change to swallow. I do know of 2 of these that have actually sold or been pre-ordered. I'm curious, do you guys know of any more? Is there a lot of these sets selling? Moving on, brings us to the next item that I did pre-order. I figured, I'm not really spending big money or getting any big items out of this book, so I might as well splurge a little bit and get some of the other cool, smaller things, and I think this will be a cool piece. I went ahead and picked up one of these new Vision Line cabooses, this Union Pacific one, the red one right here. I think that's going to be a fun car. I really like these Vision Line sound cars. They bring a lot of life to the layout, so I had to jump on it. I do think Lionel missed the mark a little bit here. They offer several versions or different road names of these cabooses. I think we got UP, Santa Fe, and Pennsylvania. We just got that Class A that I just spoke about a moment ago from last year's catalog just a few weeks ago. Why wasn't there an N&W version of this caboose in here? I don't know, I guess that would have made too much sense, huh? The Vision Line Reefers are back. These are some really cool cars. You guys know we have a set of these, an older version roaming around the layout. And again, some really, really cool cars. I will say the price is getting a little out of hand on these. $500 MSRP. I mean, come on, that's a little ridiculous. It's 3 cars. Yeah, I know one of them has a speaker in it and it makes sounds, but let's be real. You're getting 3 cars. I don't know. I don't see the value there. But I can't talk. I am gullible. I'm stupid. I did go ahead and pre-ordered the new, for this year, stock car, Vision stock car. I figured I already have the other previous 2 stock car runs, the pigs and the cows. So now, of course, what the hell? I guess I got to go for the sheep. Luckily, the pre-order price was a little bit under $400. That was a little bit easier to swallow than $500. But still, yeah, the prices on these are just getting a little out of hand. I want to say this is $50 to $100 higher than the last time these were out. And the original version, when these came out years ago, I think was like $300 MSRP, something like that. I want to say I picked those up for like $250. I will not be ordering any more of these if the price continues to raise any higher. I don't see the value in it. Do you guys? Moving on to Legacy Steam, the next bit of big news, the Dreyfuss Hudson is back. What a beautiful engine, isn't that? This is the one I definitely would have liked to jump on. More specifically, cab number 5445 with the long haul tender. That's a beautiful looking engine, isn't it? I don't know if it is for $1,800, but it's still a really cool engine. Though the thing that really killed me on this one, I shouldn't say kill me, but makes it out of my league, I guess, is if I did get this engine, I would have to get the passenger cars to go along with it. There just really isn't anything else you could pull behind this, I think, that would look good. And if we start adding in the passenger cars to go along with it, we're looking at $3,000 or more. And I'm out on it at that price point. But again, not to take away from the model. I don't mean to sound like a Debbie Downer or sound like I'm trying to be negative. I'm just being honest and being realistic with you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Some quick mentions, the Russian decapods. These are pretty cool, neat little engines. You guys know me though, I like the large and in-charge stuff, so not jumping at these personally. The Penske engine, same thing. These are really cool. I really like these long-haul tender versions. That's an impressive looking engine. But I'm not really a big Penske guy, so again, I'm not jumping on these either. And same with the 484s. Again, really cool looking engines, just not screaming my name. The Camelbacks are back. Neat little engine. I don't know, when these were originally released a couple years ago, I was quite intrigued by these. I actually almost pre-ordered one of them. But to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad that I didn't. No, now obviously these are kind of a cheaper kind of entry level into Legacy Steam. These are MSRPing for $700. They're a nice smaller model, so they'll handle smaller layouts with tighter curves with no issues or problems or complaints. But again, even though it's kind of a cheaper entry level into Legacy, it's still a Legacy engine. From all the pics and videos on the last batch of these that showed up that I saw, I could be wrong because I haven't held one in my hands, but from all the pictures and video on these that I saw, these looked really cheap to me. It looked like all the details were molded in versus being separately applied. They really looked like a Lion Chief engine to me, more so than they did a Legacy engine. Now again, I could be wrong, but that's just my thoughts. And to be honest, I don't think I'm alone in having that thought process. The last time that these ones came out, or when they were delivered, I noticed a lot of these popped up on the secondhand or used market. It seems like people got them, ran them for a week or so, and a lot of people just decided, this isn't the one I really want. So a lot of these ended up for sale on the forums, Facebook Marketplace, and whatnot, all the different groups. There just seemed to be an exorbitant amount of these on the secondhand market. Moving on to the diesel, the E8s are back. Really neat engine sets here. We already have the MTH FEC E8s, so no real desire for me to pick these up. They also brought them back in the Aberdeen, Carolina, and Western. The F units from last year must have done really well, so bringing them back in the E8s and offering some more passenger cars. That's really nice. That's pretty cool. Here we go. The ES44 ACs are back. I don't know. These are quickly becoming the new SD70s, in my opinion. Let's just keep burning that mold as much as we can. Personally, I'm quite tired of seeing these engines just as I was an M of the SD70s. How many times do we got to see these? Both of the big manufacturers have been offering, it seems like, endless runs of these the last couple of years. I could be alone in that thought, and hey, that's fine. I'll own it. But yeah, personally, no desire here. The Conrail one is kind of neat. Dakman's kind of rubbing off on me. I am admiring that color. But yeah, I will not be ordering these. And then we got some smaller switcher style diesels, the NW2s. Again, not a big engine, so not really up my alley. Then some more small engines. What do we got here? The GP20s. I think this is more MTH tooling. Pretty neat, but yeah. Then we move on to the sets. Again, nothing here really calling my name. That's a pretty cool set, that Pensy set. And there's those Pensy Vision cabooses we spoke about earlier. But again, nothing really screaming to me. Man, that looks familiar. But yeah, some neat stuff nonetheless. Moving on, we do have some neat rolling stock bits and pieces here. Some modern stuff, it looks like. Nothing that I'm jumping at the moment. The one thing I did order is this, what is this? The Minneapolis and St. Louis boxcar. I do think the price is creeping up a little high on these as well, but that's a really cool looking car, and that's going to go really well with a couple of the other newer cars that we recently got. We're going to see here in just a few moments. I think you guys will get a kick out of seeing that. I think it'll look good, and I think you'll understand why. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We got some more cabooses, some more packs of coal hoppers and whatnot. New and looks like what's old. They got a milk car hiding up there. That's pretty neat. And then some standard O cars. Pretty standard stuff. They've been offering these for a while. Some more standard O stuff. Neat stuff. And then we get on to traditional. You guys know I'm pretty heavy into the scale stuff. We don't really mess with the traditional that much anymore. So not a whole lot, obviously, in there for me either. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the new catalog. I don't think it's a bad catalog. I think it's actually pretty good. It caters to a lot of people, offers a bunch of different product. Prices on stuff, some stuff does seem a little high, but I don't think it's stupid quite yet. Like I say, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you guys say we check out these new cars real quick? I got to start out by giving a quick shout out to both my folks and my sister. They sent me both of these for Christmas this past December, and I absolutely love them. That is, of course, the new Lionel 60-foot Rock Island and Rio Grande boxcars. I'm all over these cars like white on rice. Like I've said before, and I'll say again, these are my favorite pieces of rolling stock here in the train room. These cars just look fantastic. They're very large and got a nice stately appearance, but at the same time they're not overly large or cumbersome, and they just look great roaming around the layout. Even here on my somewhat smaller layouts, they don't overtake the layout, if that makes sense. I just really, really like them. I will say, of course, as is well known, the couplers on the newer run cars are trash, but you got to take the good with the bad, and we learn to live with it and make it work. The Rio Grande car is one of the oldest variations of this type of car that we have. This one was offered in the 2008 Volume 1 catalog. This car features rotating bearing caps, operating couplers, and opening doors. I did notice they had a goof on the box of this one, on the label of the box. It has the correct part number, but they have it labeled as a Baltimore and Ohio car versus a Rio Grande. Kinda odd. The Rock Island car was offered in the 2016 Volume 2 catalog. This car too sports rotating bearing caps, opening doors, and operating couplers. This is quite an attractive car even for just being brown. I think it looks quite good. Next up is this really cool Lionel Penn Central PS5 52-foot 6-inch gondola with load. This car was offered in the 2016 Volume 2 catalog, and this car features die-cast metal sprung trucks, operating couplers, opening drop ends on the end of the gondola, and a resin load. I will say the resin load looked a bit better in the box rather than outside the box. Running around the layout, you can definitely tell it's a fake load, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. Next up is another Lionel car, in fact a fairly recent one. I believe this one was offered in one of the 2020 or 2021 catalogs. I couldn't find an exact catalog. But this, of course, is the Central of Georgia roof hatch box car. This car sports opening roof hatches and side doors, die-cast trucks, and operating couplers. This is really a neat little car. I like this one quite a bit. We also got an Atlas O car. This one is the Richmond, Fredericksburg, and Potomac 40-foot box car. This car was offered in April of 2022 last year and delivered in November later that year. This car sports die-cast four-wheel trucks with metal wheels and axles, operating couplers, and sliding side doors. This is a really cool looking car. What caught my eye with this one is the color. This plane jumped at me inside the store and I had to have it. These are the two cars I was talking about earlier that I think are going to go really well with that Minneapolis and St. Louis grain door boxcar we have on pre-order. I think the three of these are going to look fantastic together. Hell, who knows? We might have to start a little collection of these 40-foot boxcars. They're really growing on me. Last for the rolling stock, as I mentioned earlier, I did pick up the recent run of these Vision Line stock cars with pig sounds. Really neat cars. We're going to go over these at a later date. I want to do a video with them in the future. I plan on doing my own personal detailing with them and whatnot. So like I say, we'll save that for a future video. But yeah, what do you guys think? It's a pretty good haul, isn't it? I think all of these are really cool cars. Make for some nice additions here to the train room. We'll definitely be doing a proper operating or running video with these cars here soon in the future. This video's already getting pretty long, and I don't want to draw it out any longer than I need to. But for sure, we'll be running these here soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick peek at the new cars, as well as some of the pre-orders here in the train room. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. But anyways, guys, until next time, as always, my name is Zach, and this is Country Bunkers Trains. Y'all take care. I'll see you the next go-around.